Look who's here, Spence Ch3ecnetts. Love this guy. You hear him every single day on ESPN 700 from 2 to 6. Had me on his show yesterday. Obviously, highlight of your day. Thank you very much.
Yes, you called Tommy Fleetwood Tommy Freestone. Freestone.
That's my doctor.
My favorite part is you said, for those of us that are golf fans,
yeah,
Tommy Freestone.
And then I said Tommy Freestone.
Oh, it was great. It was great. But thanks for hopping on.
No, it's a lot of fun.
It's good stuff.
This guy has the best guest of any radio show in the Western United States, probably.
Maybe in the world.
Yeah.
People say that.
Maybe in the world.
People say that a lot.
Yeah,
it's the world.
You
yeah.
do. All right, here we go. 5 questions. Question number 1. This one's pretty obvious. Denver Nuggets ended its 47-year championship drought by winning their first ever NBA title in 5 games. Is this a dynasty in the making, or do we have a new champion next season?
So the short answer is it feels like it is a dynasty, right? That's the short answer because their 4 best players are under 28 and they're all under contract for the next few years. Jokic, Gordon, Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray. They're probably going to lose Bruce Brown in free agency. Jeff Green and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope are getting older. I just don't see anybody in the West right now that can challenge them for the next 4 or 5 years. That's the short answer. The long answer is a radio topic, which is stuff happens every year. Injuries happen. Yep. Players want to change and move teams. Is Jokic engaged every year? Can Jamal Murray stay healthy? Michael Porter Jr. is back. They have questions, but as of right now, if you're asking me to pick who, the West goes through the Rocky Mountains. The problem is it's not Salt Lake. It's going to go through Denver for at least the next 4 or 5 years, assuming full health and good luck.
And if that happens, they may not get an 8 seed next year in the final
Correct.
as well. So
yes,
you're right. There are a lot of different factors.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so question number 2. After last night, there's now just 10 teams. I say just, that's a third of the league, in the NBA that have never won an NBA title. I'll rip through them. Nets, Hornets, Pacers, Clippers, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Pelicans, Magic, Suns, and Jazz. Which one of those teams will be the next to get off that list?
So the easy answer is probably Phoenix because they have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. We'll see what they do with Chris Paul. We'll see what happens with DeAndre Ayton. They've got a new head coach. We'll see how Frank Vogel fits in there. But of the teams you listed, they're just in the best spot. You know, the Magic and the Jazz and the Hornets are just far behind. The Nets aren't close. The Pelicans could be interesting if Zion Williams gets offline and stays healthy at some point. So of the list you gave me, I'm going to take Phoenix. They're just in the best spot as of right now.
Well,
do we have to edit that?
I don't know how inside that joke is, but a lot of people may not understand.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay,
Moving on.
Very good. Question number 3. After announcing that he still hates live golf, despite the new alliance with the PGA, Rory McIlroy is paired with top live golfer Brooks Koepka in the U.S. Open this week. Coincidence or grab your popcorn? Dream matchup for golf fans.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
And look, they'll tell you it's luck of the draw. It feels so intentional.
I know.
After McIlroy being the face of the PGA, speaking out against live, Koepka being the most accomplished live player this year, Phil is of all time. But Koepka has a chance to catch Phil in major championships this weekend. He could get a 6th. It's rarefied air. So I was on air when the groupings came out, and I started laughing.
You actually asked me about it yesterday, and I hadn't even heard.
I just started laughing. I'll tell you what, Tony Finau with Patrick Cantlay and Jordan Spieth.
That's a good group.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for the tournament, man. Obviously pulling for Tony. And the LA Country Club, they've never hosted before.
Yeah,
this is the first time.
It sits right off the Playboy Mansion, by the way. I think the 13th hole is adjacent to it.
I didn't know that, but
you know that?
You do you.
Just so,
we all have different interests. Some like golf, some like, Playboy.
That's just a little stat that we uncovered today. Timmy actually told me about that.
Okay,
That's
don't
awesome.
blame it on Timmy. It's not a stat. It's an anecdote.
I can't wait for that. I want to see the two of them walk up to that first tee.
That's going to be fun, man. I can't wait for the U.S. Open.
All right, question number 4. After signing Chicho, by way of a permanent transfer, by the way, has RSL solved goal-scoring issues, or does the roster still need some work?
Well, it obviously remains to be seen because we haven't seen him play, and we won't see him play until July 8th against Orlando when the secondary window opens. He had 30 goals in 51 games for LA. He's won an MLS Cup, and everywhere he's gone, he's scored goals. So if history is any indicator, he's going to be really good for RSL. Over the weekend against NYCFC, they had probably 7 great chances. And I'm watching a game with a buddy, and he said Chicho finishes half of those.
Okay.
But they didn't score any goals. They don't have a true 9 or haven't up until now. And those guys over there, I can tell you, believe he's going to be the answer that they've been looking for since Alvaro Saborio left 7-8 years ago. So a lot to be excited about. We'll see how he plays.
And there's probably some guys on the roster now that are really going to benefit from this.
100%. Absolutely.
They've got to actually be loving it.
Yep.
Question number 5. This more big news this week. What does Messi coming to the MLS mean to American soccer fans, other than the ticket prices will be more when he's coming to your.
Trey would get mad at me if I didn't tell you that it's not the MLS, it's just MLS.
Oh, sorry,
You're
MLS.
not supposed to say it.
You're right.
I've
I
been
apologize.
trained, though.
No.
I've been trained in
Yeah.
a different way. Look, I'm able to say the following sentence out loud.
Okay.
There's a legitimate chance that Real Salt Lake will play Inter Miami in the U.S. Open Cup final in September in Sandy.
That's
with Lionel Messi on the roster. Now, Miami's in the semis, so is RSL. Both of them have to win their next match. But if they do, Lionel Messi's coming to Utah, which is
RSL has
insane.
to win in Houston.
RSL has to win in
Yeah.
Houston, and Miami has, I can't
Yeah.
remember off the top of my
Is
head.
it Chicago?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're both in the semis,
Right.
and if they
Wouldn't
both
that be
win,
crazy?
the game is here, and Messi would come to Utah. Look, it's a massive, massive move. I've made a clumsy domestic equivalent, and all of my friends that are soccer fans get mad about it, because there really isn't a domestic equivalent to how famous Lionel Messi is. He's probably the most famous athlete in the world and one of this generation. It would be kind of like when Jordan left Chicago, instead of playing for the Wizards, he went and played pro basketball in Argentina.
Okay.
But that
That
even
big.
that dwarfs it. There's nothing
No,
to
you're
compare
right.
it. And so I think the league is going to see tremendous benefit and continued growth. It's a great, great thing.
Like I said, tickets will be tough to get and probably cost you a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, really quick. I'm going to throw in a bonus question if you don't mind. Just
go ahead.
quick answer here.
Sure, yeah.
Your Jets. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers said just a couple days ago, the last 6 weeks have been the most fun I've had. Are you buying this, or is that just a jab at the Packers?
I think it's a little bit of a jab at the Packers, but here's the issue that I'm having now. Look, I'm a Jets fan, so I'm hoping for the
yeah.
best. I hope Zach learns from him and is ready in a few years when Aaron is done. What I don't get is Aaron was like a bully to Jordan Love, and now he wants to mentor Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have high hopes. We'll see what happens.
Maybe he's getting older.
Maybe. We
Spence
all are.
Ch3ecnetts every single day at ESPN 700 from 2 to 6. You are the man. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Excuse me. Also, thanks for being.
Yeah, that's
It
important.
works. All right.